up, MMA True Believers? I am Jason Burkles for Sherdog.com, and tonight I am joined by a star of the One Championship lightweight division. On February 28th, inside what will be an empty Singapore indoor stadium, he will face deep veteran Kimihiro Eto, and that man is Singapore native Amir Khan. Amir, thank you for giving me some time tonight before your next upcoming fight.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me here.
Now, going into your fight with Ev Ting in November, you were in the midst of the first ever losing streak of your career, and the last loss against Doggy was the first time you've ever been knocked out in your career. Obviously, there's not an issue where you might be released by you're one of their most notable stars in the division, but personally for you, how difficult was that period of losing 3 fights straight? Did you ever put a lot of pressure on yourself going into the Ev Ting fight, and did you feel like a stress as just a competitive athlete that, man, I really need to get a win. I need to get back to winning.
Yeah, I feel like that 3 fight losing streak. I mean, for me, my whole goal was just to get over it. I mean, because just like when you keep losing loss after loss, I mean, you start to doubt start creeping in. You start to doubt your skills, doubt your training, everything. I mean, I still train hard every time I fight, but sometimes you feel your luck is not
Yeah.
there or anything else. So for me, the F fight was just to get the win. Yeah.
In that first round, you hit him with an elbow that pretty much broke and rearranged his nose.
Hmm.
When something like that happens, does like the competitor in you have like no issue with trying to exploit that weakness and aiming right for that? And when striking, or are things going too fast in there? You're just reacting and instinct and all those kinds of things. And are you really even? Can you not even think about that? Is that not a priority? Just
I mean,
fight.
you can't really think or react about that. It just I feel like obviously I didn't perform my best on that fight night. I mean, I know when I hurt him, I should just like kind of go in for the kill. But on that day, sometimes on that day, my mind was not 100%. So yeah, I mean, I react just the way I reacted. I didn't. I mean, I did because in the fight there's no time to think. Okay, shit, I gotta go for it right now.
Yeah.
You just kind of react
Yeah.
how you feel on that day.
Is there any
Yeah.
reason why you didn't feel like right mentally that day? Was there a specific reason, or just one of those days where athletes just have an off day that they can't even explain?
I think just I was just playing it too safe on that
Mm.
day.
Is that because
It
of the
was just
pressure to get the win? You were kind of being
yeah.
careful
I
to get
think
the
I
win.
think I mean I think it definitely plays a big
Mm.
factor. I just like I felt okay. Maybe I done in my mind kind of telling me okay maybe I done enough and I don't have to take any more
Yeah.
risks. Which I kind of obviously after the fight I kind of pissed off at myself for doing that and I kind of like reanalyzed my whole
Mm.
2019 and how it went down and kind of took like a 1 month vacation in Spain and kind of yeah kind of now I know what I can do to make things better this year.
So you get the win, after a hard fought split decision against Ev. Is
Hmm.
there a relief that does a relief come after finally getting that win after a tough couple of years? Do you feel like the world is normal again and it returns any confidence that may have wavered or anything after this? Does it really make a huge difference? Do you just feel differently? Do you feel happier after something like that?
I mean, of course, I mean, I kind of feel a bit relief, and I don't really think about the losses anymore.
Okay.
I feel like it's also like to get over a heartbreak, you have to get a new girl. Same
Yeah.
thing, same thing. Once you get a win, or you kind of get a change of momentum, you start to forget those losses. And I
Mm.
think I've done it. And when I went on holiday, I kind of spent a lot of time thinking and yeah, thinking like why am I thinking clinging too much from the past. What the past has already been done. So yeah, I learned a lot in 2019. I mean, I feel it was a big learning year for me, and especially uh more in the mental side. I feel a lot things played mentally
Mm.
rather than physically. Because physically, I feel I have the skills,
Mm.
and because I train for like the world champions every day. I mean, I know my skill, but I feel this mentally I was not switch on that year. There was too many things going on.
Mm. Now I've talked to
Yeah.
Juan Archuleta from Bellator. He his name is a Spaniard, but he loves to visit Spain as well. Since you mentioned that you went on holiday, what made you choose Spain of all the places in the world, and what did you enjoy about it? What do you like about it? Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, because my wife has a house over there, so we
Ah,
just it's like a vacation home for
okay.
us. So we just spend time with my kid, and my kid is like almost 1 year right now, so he's pretty young, so it's just good time to spend with the family and just to get away. Yeah.
Now, the big story going into this fight is how the plans for the event have changed because of the whole thing with going on right now with the coronavirus fears in the
Hmm.
region, in the country. You are a native of Singapore. For the folks that watch this over here in the Western Hemisphere, is there a fear rising in Singapore because of this whole thing going on with
I mean,
coronavirus? So, or
I mean, I feel just it's not a big fear. I mean, people. I think people maybe from you guys, if they see it online, maybe they might think like there's a real scare in like
yeah.
Singapore. It is. People are just being cautious. I
Mm.
feel, you know, we just being trying to be cautious, be smart, so we don't spread it. We try to stop the virus from spreading it. So we just taking all the precautions. But there's no fear. I mean, I'm still living my life normally. I mean, just still going out, eating with friends, and hanging out with sports. I'm going to gym every day. As long you maintain a good hygiene, we try to just carry a hand sanitizer, just wear a mask, and just take precautions. That's
Do
all.
you think that this decision was the right decision? Do you think maybe it's a little bit of exaggeration, or just because it can spread so fast? Maybe this is the right thing, having the
No, I
empty
feel I
arena.
feel like I said, it's just smart to take precautions.
Mm.
What we're doing, one championship we're doing it is also taking precautions. I mean, we don't want to. It's not smart to gather thousands of people in the midst of this thing. You never know. One person might
Yeah.
have it and might spread to everyone else. So I think just it's a good precaution and just smart decision from one. And yeah, I can see why they do that.
Many of your fights, for one, has been in the Singapore Indoor Stadium,
Yeah.
including your last three. How weird is it going to be to fight in that arena you're so familiar with without any fans around? Do you think it could
Yeah.
take away some excitement? And how much has your home country fans it gave you a little boost in your previous fights that you won't have this time?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. I mean, I'm trying to visualize it in my mind, just like fighting with no fans, no one chanting your name, and yeah, we got the crowd pumping you up, but yeah, but I still try to keep that in mind that everyone's watching from home,
Mm.
and I still have to perform and excite the fans, so it'll be different experience, but I'll still have I still feel a home crowd advantage because I feel comfortable. I mean, it's in
Yeah.
Singapore. I mean, I feel more comfortable than my opponent Kimihiro Eto. So yeah.
Because of everything that's going on and the
Mhm.
scary reason behind this whole change, do you expect to do or wear anything specific on Fight Night? As like a show of support for folks around the world, and like Chatter said, it's kind of a putting on a show to support and battle and confront the coronavirus stuff. Do you think you'll do anything different to kind of like send a message to the world that'll be watching that won't be in the arena?
I might. I mean, haven't thought about it, but yeah, might do something different. Yeah, we'll see.
Now, talk to me about Kimihiro Ito. From preparing for him, what makes him a dangerous opponent for you on Fight Night?
He's a he's a grappling specialist. I think his best asset is his wrestling. And I actually trained with him for a month, so we
Oh,
are pretty. I think I did like 20 rounds altogether, fighting MMA rounds, sparring. So we're both pretty familiar with our styles, and yeah, so he's really skillful at one area, wrestling.
is
I mean,
that
he's okay overall, but I feel his one point that he's good at is wrestling. So I mean, that's his advantages, and he'll be looking me to take me down and hold me and try to either find a submission or try just to hold me there. I
i-
feel that's the way he's gonna win. Yeah.
is that something you've had before, somebody that you've trained with a decent amount that you've actually ended up fighting, or is this something kind of new for you?
What do you say? Sorry.
Have you
Oh,
ever, you said you've done like 28, or I think you
oh
said
yeah,
20
yeah.
rounds.
It's my
Have
first
you
time. Yeah, it's the first time I'm fighting someone familiar. I would say.
is that
Yeah.
weird? Is that like no big deal?
It,
Like, how did you do in the grappling when you trained with them?
yeah. I mean, I think we are pretty even out. I mean, I feel like we give each other competitiveness in training, and yeah, I would say it'll be a really competitive match. It just like I said, who performs well on that night will win.
you
Hundred
have
percent.
you have faced a lot of the top names in the lightweight division for one.
Mm-hmm.
Is How does he stack up against some of the really big names you fought? Is he on the level of those guys? Is he
Yeah, he's
maybe
he's 100% on the level. I mean,
okay?
you see, record is I think 16-4,
Mm-hmm.
and he just went to one late, but he's definitely on the level. I mean, I see him train with like even Shinya Aoki, you know,
Yeah.
I see him train and he's on the level with the top lightweights. So definitely is a I will not take him lightly. I mean, I've been this year I've been training my hardest. I mean, for this fight, training my hardest, and we also got a new head coach CR.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, so I feel I'm really prepared for any any things that he brings at me. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you know were disappointed with your performances against Ev Ting, and that you didn't like how your 2019 went. Is this fight, as much as it is about beating him, it's about maybe proving something to yourself and to maybe people that have started to maybe doubt you a little bit? Is there like a new version of Amir Khan we may expect in this first fight of 2020? Something to prove, something to show right now?
Yeah, 2020, I kind of vowed to myself. I mean, I have to go back to my finishing ways. I
Mm.
mean, I have to go back to my killer instinct and go there and try to put the guy out. So that's my goal in 2020. Not my goal is not to okay. I'm not gonna try to face a particular opponent, but just to get back in that zone. You know, that killer instinct mindset.
Well, I mean,
So
even
yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do on next Friday. Yeah.
well, I don't. You mentioned you're not thinking about any opponent, but that was the next question. I'm going to suggest a possible opponent for you because,
Yeah.
assuming you win, of the three losses you had over 2018 and 2019, are any of those guys you would like to rematch in 2020? Be it Doggy, be it Ariel Sexton, be it Edward Folingyang? Is there one you'd really like to get a second crack at more than the other? Anything like that for you in 2020?
I wouldn't mind any of them, to be honest. We just gotta see uh how, how they. I don't know what's the deal for Ariel Sexton or
Mm.
Fuller Young, and Dagi's fighting Alvarez, so
Mm.
we gotta see the outcome of that. So yeah, but I definitely like to get some rematches of my loss, and Ariel Sexton. I think it's a really close fight until the last part.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of gave in, and yeah. So but we'll see. Like I said, I'm not really eyeing on particularly on someone.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to focus on myself.
Mm.
To be honest, I'm just trying to focus, bring that killer mindset, killer instinct back into the cage, and just to yeah, just to. I'm not trying to prove everyone, but just to prove to myself.
Right.
I know what I'm capable of. I just want to prove it. Yeah.
Is there a preference for you? Because one is unique in that they do cages and ring. Do you have a preference that you'd rather compete in over the other?
No, I like the mix of both, so it keeps it interesting. So yeah, no preference. Yeah.
You recently did a self-defense class with your teammate Troy Worthen inside the Singapore Sports Hub that I had, I saw had a good
Yeah.
turnout. What was that like? Is it something you have done often with teammates from Evolve, or is that something kind of new for you?
I've done one last year November. I did with Nong O.
Mm.
I did with Nong O. We did like a Muay Thai class, like 120 over people will
Wow.
turn out and kind of lead a class. So this is the second time we're doing it. This time we did with Troy. So we just like first part I took care of it and just focus on like basic strikes, what we're gonna talk about. And second part he took care of it and we kind of drill self defense move like practical self defense move like drawing strikes and stuff, not MMA moves. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to do it. I mean, I just go there having fun with my teammate and just trying to spread martial arts around Singapore.
Do you get
It's
enough
fun.
of a time with people that they talk to you after the fact to say, "Oh man, that really helped. I really enjoyed it," or is there people that are just big fans of you that went to it because they want to just have Amir Khan teach them self defense?
I mean, it's a mix of both. Some are new fans, some are old fans. So
uh,
some really enjoy some because most of them they have total martial art experience. So whatever anything they learn is like mind blowing for them. So
yeah.
yeah, I got a mix of everything. Yeah.
Now, I always like to ask fighters about their nicknames, and it's even funnier because Herbert Burns, I talked to him recently. He told me about how one came up with a nickname for him when he was there, but you don't have a nickname. You are a well-known fighter, a finisher. Why no nickname for Amir Khan? Has a nickname ever never come up? Has it never been a possibility, or are you just one of those guys like Amir Khan's enough? I don't need a nickname.
No, to me honestly, personally, I feel I have. I mean, even though I've been fighting against like the top guys in the world,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't finalized my own style, my own craft.
Okay.
Haven't got my finalized style yet. So once I got it covered, I know like okay, this is how this is how I break down opponents. This me. Every time I step cage, people expect certain version of me.
Yeah.
Once I finalize that, I feel give me 1 2 years, then you see a name coming.
Are you
Yeah,
confident?
then that's where I feel I'll reach my peak, and that's where I'll start like dominating.
I've heard fighters say they're always evolving, always changing. Are you confident about that 1 to 2 years? Or it's an unsure
Yeah,
one to two years?
I feel it's finally coming in there,
Yeah.
because I started out one championship. I was just a striker with like little wrestling, like I'm like whenever I train with like black belts, I'll get submitted 10 times in a round. Then right now, I mean, it's really hard to get a submission on me, and I'm also submitting people,
Mm.
and my wrestling is ever improving, takedown defense, and like yeah. So I feel like in 1 2 years, I will just be like I'll be really really good everywhere. So I feel I just need 1 and 2 years to kind of finalize who Amihan is, and after that, for next 10 years, people can remember me for what I bring to the cage. So yeah.